Hello.
Oh, good, perfect. That's a good, great introduction. I was thinking about how to start this, but I think it's perfect. I'm here with Jen's multiverse.
What's
Jen,
up?
Jen is here with her best friend Philly Flipper.
Mm, Yes, I'm
Yeah.
so lucky.
There we
So
go.
lucky to
See,
be here.
glad we're on the same page on that one. Well, we're bringing you the video you guys been long waiting for, right? They've been waiting for this video for years.
Yeah, for years, at least for a month, at least, I think.
Has
If does
yeah,
anybody even know about this video?
at least a month and a day and a week. My my one that ended a month and a week ago. Yours ended about what, a week ago, right? 8 days ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
And
exactly 8 days ago.
have you recovered?
So it's fresh in my brain.
Yeah, that's I still see you falling asleep on the camera. I still that image still fresh in my brain.
That was insane. Yeah, I really didn't believe you. You got me flustered.
So if those of you guys are not aware, me and Jen decide this year to celebrate our birthdays because we're so sociable and have so many friends. The best way to do it is just to go live and whatnot.
And
For
also so humble.
yes, to go live and whatnot and go for as long as we possibly can. Pretty much that was the thing. Um, so how this started, I think I texted you like late at night. It was like 11 at night, 12 at night, and I was like, I have a killer idea.
Yep.
I was just watching this guy shoot free throws, and he had to see he's going on the street for like 24 hours trying to hit 100 straight. How can we make this something to do with whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up watching that guy for like another hour or something after that.
Yeah, the dude went off for like 4 days, and yeah, I don't think he did it. They said he kicked him out of the gym. They kicked him out of the gym. He did not finish because he was
Uh,
cocky. He did 99 straight, and he wanted to shoot the 100th one blindfolded. If he did it just with regular eyesight,
yeah.
he would have done it. But he had to do the blindfold 100 shot. He was just a
Yeah.
cocky dude. We don't do that. So I was like, hey, let's do this a whatnot thing, and uh, one. I'm not gonna end the stream until I sell 1,000 items. And Jen's like, amazing. I want in. I'm getting in this idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you need me to make it better.
Yeah, like, the idea is great, but it's missing a little multiverse action part.
Yeah.
We need a little
Yeah.
multiverse to it. So we developed this challenge, and tell them about this challenge, Jen, about what's
Yeah,
happening.
well, since we're both so humble and competitive,
Yes, yes,
figured it would be great to see who would be better at it. And the challenge, we figured it wasn't only fitting to see who made the most money,
yes,
but also taking time into consideration, who sold 1,000 items the fastest. And then we figured, well, if one got time and one got money, we needed a tiebreaker. Since it was our birthdays, tips seemed like a very nice tiebreaker. I felt like, oh yeah,
yes.
we'll be evenly matched, kind of with that tip ratio. So whoever won the best two out of three, or all three, was going to be declared the best in all the lands.
And their reward will be a pile of sushi, piled high,
Sushi.
miles long, as the eyes can see.
Yes. A
Because
plethora of sushi,
a plethora,
which, oh my gosh.
a cornucopia of sushi, as some might say.
Better than any gold medal ever.
Yeah, who cares about medals when there's sushi on the line? Sushi is the ultimate prize. I don't care what y'all say.
Should we do the spoiler and tell them who won sushi?
Yeah, well, I figured that's probably I figured you couldn't wait to tell people this part. You're just like, oh, we're gonna talk about the challenge, talk about who wins. So I won the. Let's talk about the part that I won.
Okay, okay, we'll do that first.
Surprisingly, I finished it faster. I still don't know how.
Yeah, I know how. I know. We'll talk
I,
about where I went wrong.
I finished mine in 12 hours and 20 minutes. So 1,000 individual items in 12 hours and 20 minutes. Jen, I don't know what you do, 14 hours, 15
Y-
hours, something like that.
Yes, it was 14 hours. I think I ended just a little over 14 hours.
Yeah. So I crushed her like a grape. and we can end the video there. We don't have
Yeah, well,
to,
we
we don't
could,
have to talk
but
about the other two components of this challenge. Talk about just the time. We could focus on the time that the longest.
yeah,
Yeah, and the other parts, Jen beat me in barely.
yes, barely. Well, see, the thing is, with the time, I am a lot quicker. I do go a lot faster. I move a lot faster. Um, I was very, very, very confident on time. And because of that, I thought, oh, I have time to play with. Let me do mystery bags. Let me do pool games. Let me do packs of cards. Let me do all of these extra things. And also let me do it all on no sleep.
Yeah, that you should have started
So
that
I was
aspect
like,
of it.
let me, I'm so good. I'm gonna take it one step further and just even not sleep.
Yeah,
Probably 20 hours prior. So that slowed me down. Physically, that slowed me down. And then opening up everything on stream and showing it all and taking time slowed me down.
yep,
But I was not confident on tips after because it was our birthday, sure, but you also hit a really good milestone. You went
yes,
from 4 digits to 5-digit followers. So
it's a
on
big thing.
tips, you were graciously loved with tips, and I
I
was
was.
like, "There's no way I'm going to beat you on tips." So the fact that that switched around, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would rather have more tips than to be faster.
So would I, but I'm also the more humble of the two of us.
Oh yes, which is not saying much. The more humble of the two is not saying much. Speaking of followers, yeah, I went into my stream with 9,200, and by the end of the stream, I had 10,000, which was crazy. I got 800 followers
Yeah,
in one day,
yeah.
and it's been what I said a week and a month since my show, and I only got 600 followers since then. So it just shows
Damn,
how crazy that like was. It's like it was like a crazy like,
that push.
and then just
Yeah.
drops straight droppage. I also have been kind of slower on the whatnot since then. I haven't been doing many raid trains and all these other things. I was proclaimed as the raid train hoe by this person right here. Uh,
Oh, it's just
so
fact.
I slowed it down a little bit on the trains. I've only did like two or three since then, and been hated by the community for it. But so maybe that's why I'm not growing as fast with that as well. But yeah, hitting 10K on stream, doing that was pretty awesome.
I didn't pay attention to my exact number going in, but I think in comparison to your amount, I only gained about 300 followers that show, which is still a lot,
I
of
mean,
course,
300
but
in a day is still a lot. Yeah.
I was on longer, you know what I mean too? So I was even on longer, and the fact that I don't think I even gained half the amount of followers you did goes to show you, I think, community push, because there was a lot of us really like tagging tons of people. I think there was a lot of people pushing to raid to like really get you there,
Yep.
and I think that's the push that you got for followers to hit 10K was similar to the push that I got to beat you
Not,
in tips.
to not die.
And also to not die, yes. To not die. It was way, way different of an experience than I expected.
Yeah.
I will say that.
So Jen won. Jen beat me in tips, and Jen beat me in total money. I don't want to talk about how much we made. I'm gonna be humble. Let's be humble about that,
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately we can't
because there's some some
because we're
some
so humble.
some jealous folks out there. But Jen brought some really good stuff though to her show. I had some good stuff, but like a lot of my sales came from the bin. Like I actually went and counted. I sold over 200 IKEA bags during my stream. So 20% of it was just IKEA bags, and I sold a bunch of wheel spins and all that. So like my total auction items were only like 200 and like 5 auctions I ran, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Holy crap.
sorry, 305, not 200, 305, but still,
Still.
yeah, not that much. There's a lot of,
Wow. So if we did this again and did 500 but only auction items, then that
yeah.
would be definitely a big challenge. But
That's why I
still.
think that's what I say. One of the questions was, are you going to do it again? I said, I want to do it again, but just have nothing in the bin. Just do auctions. I think
Yeah.
that'd be more interesting. Just to have nothing to bin, just auctions.
Yeah, one thing that I thought is, for me, if I would have stuck with probably majority clothing, I feel like, or just even majority of the similar thing. I feel like it's very, very difficult for a garage sale having so many different items because you're moving across from this and that.
Yeah.
But in this sense, I went into it thinking like garage sale category. But I feel like if I tried to do 1,000 items and I auction off just clothing, I think that would be a lot smoother, a lot more like mainstream, just grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. And, even when it comes to shipping, I think that would be
Oh
so
yeah,
much
no, your
easier.
shipping will be so much easier for clothing.
Yeah.
I just remember
S
when I did my t-shirt show where I sold like over 200 shirts. Shipping was a
Yeah,
cake for that because it was just like, oh, find
yeah.
t-shirts, put it in, find this shirts, put it in. Yeah, instead of me when I was doing my show, like, oh, somebody bought a mug, and somebody bought this plush, and then somebody bought this shirt and this pair of shoes. Oh,
Yeah,
and 6 IKEA bags. Oh, and then they bought this snack. Trying to fit it all in the same box.
yeah. A mug and a
Yeah.
and a bag of popcorn. It's like,
Yep.
and it
It's
goes ground.
yep. Try to make this work. So let's talk about prep work for yours. So you kind of had an advantage because you saw me do mine, and so
Mhm.
you kind of knew what was going to it. So I was prepping the prep work for mine. I think was more of like, hey, I want to be ready on the shipping side. So I bought a bunch of supplies. I ordered a bunch of boxes, bubble wrap, paper, all that, because I knew shipping was going to be a pain. And try to make it as easy as possible. That was kind of I buy so much that I didn't have to actually go like sourcing for this. I mean, I kind of did. I bought a bunch of Disney pins from one guy. I figured Disney pins would be good. But think,
Yeah.
and then I went to IKEA and spent $400 in IKEA. That was kind of the only sourcing I did for for this thing. Did you have to like? Did you have like a special sourcing in mind? Like, oh, I have to source for this 1,000 sale
I
show.
I didn't have a special sourcing in mind, but I had an entire month from when you did yours and a month and a half really from when we planned on it.
Yeah.
So the regular sourcing I did, I saved items. So I did
Mhm.
collect items, like especially with the graphic tees. I collected a whole bunch of them to put off to the side. And then I went through, I did a lot of sourcing within like my collection of stuff, saving it for like a rainy day, pulling
Yeah.
those kind of items. Plush was one that I knew I wanted a few plush. So I would just hold items that I would find versus, sprinkling them in my regular shows. So I did find that I was buying more because a lot of the stuff I knew I was saving for my birthday show, and I still needed stuff for all of my regular shows. So I did
Yeah.
try to source more in general. But as far as a different game plan, same thing. The IKEA bag and the wheel spin, those were the only two things because the wheel spin was highly requested. People had a lot of fun in yours, and they really wanted the wheel spin. And I figured it was supposed to be fun, so that was the only thing. I bought that on Amazon, and then
Oh,
the
you
IKEA
bought the wheel?
bags.
You bought the wheel on
Yeah,
Amazon? Oh,
yep.
how
Got to
much are they
return
on
that
Amazon?
sucker now.
How much are they on Amazon? I need to know if I got a
I
good
think I
deal.
spent 23 on mine.
Uh, I got mine at a yard sale for 5, so I'm the
Yeah,
better
I
picker.
know. I know.
The better picker.
I
This is
held out. I held out thinking, you know what? I can find one at yours. So just
yeah,
kidding.
that is quite the unique item to find. I'm here holding out to find it, trying to find a Keurig at a yard sale. Like you can usually find it all the time. A wheel spin. That's kind of very unique.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Did you get the monkeys from a yard sale? Did you get this?
No, no, the monkeys were actually props from the family celebrating a birthday, and they were decorations that we've had for some time. Whole bunch of monkey decorations. They were just monkeys decorated an entire living and dining room with this plethora of monkeys. So I've had them for a little while, wondering what the heck I was going to do with them. And yeah,
Oh,
that was a beautiful, beautiful moment to put them on the wheel spin.
they were like, oh man, look at this opportunity to get rid of all these monkeys there.
Yeah, and people loved them, and they were brand
uh,
spanking new,
I,
so it
I,
worked out good.
yeah, I'm going to my PO box tomorrow. Hopefully, my package is there for me. I cannot wait to open and see my monkey. I'm
Yeah,
excited more
maybe.
about that than the art I'm getting. So yeah, I already put some space behind me for some art I'm gonna put.
Yeah,
But
that's gonna look good.
I'm excited about those monkeys more. I'm excited about the monkey's gonna hang right there. Gonna hang right
No,
there.
you'll see that Charmander, and then you'll be really excited again.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna look good because I you can't really see. I have a Charmander above it already. You see that? I got one right there.
Oh yeah,
So I was going. That one's also was hand drawn. So now I'm gonna have two
that's
charms.
cute.
And got one right there. You can tell I'm all
That's cute.
Charmandered out. All right. So that was the prep. Going into it mine the night before. I prepared myself to be live for like 15 hours. That's what that's prepared myself for. So I was like, okay, I need to get a good night's sleep. I'm gonna wake up early, do mine. You clearly had the complete opposite game plan on me, where you were like, I don't need no sleep. I'm gonna be done in 5 hours or whatever. Knock this out of the park and just get this over.
My expectation was, yeah, you're gonna take 15 hours. I'm gonna do it within 10. I was really committed to. I was thinking about shows that I've done before. I've sold 45 items in 10 minutes. I've
Yes.
done these things where it's like, no, I can do 1,000 items within 10 hours, and I'm gonna make that happen. I'm not gonna let it take my whole day. It's my birthday. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna celebrate, I'm gonna have dinner, I'm gonna have
That was the
drinks, I'm
funniest
gonna
part. He told me, like, oh man, what? I'm gonna go out afterwards. I'm like, yeah, right.
yeah, I was ready, but the night before, my sleep prep did not go as planned. I could not fall asleep. I was so excited. I was so anxious. I was just like ready for it to happen. I laid in bed for a solid hour, literally couldn't fall asleep. And I don't ever have problems falling asleep once I'm actually set to go. So then I noticed it was like 2.5 hours until basically I had to wake up. And I thought, you know what? That's 2.5 hours. Let me just get up and start like setting stuff up. And I ran on that high, that excitement and that energy and that anticipation for I would say good 2 hours, and then it started to like really kick in hard. So I
Yeah.
I wish I would have slept. I tried. I think I should have gone like running and bike riding and like really worked out super hard or something. I think a few hours before so
Oh,
that I could
this
crash.
would have
I think
crashed.
that would
Yeah.
have helped. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. The only time I had a difficulty during my stream was like, I forgot when I started. I think I started at 8 my time, and like 12:30 ish, one ish, about 4 hours in, I was just like, s- like my head was spinning because I didn't really have much food, and I was like, blah blah blah. And then you guys, that's when you were like, okay, sell this jewelry that you can eat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate selling jewelry, but okay. So like, I was like miserable selling stuff I hate to sell, and I was like, but I got that food coming. So like once I got past that part, it was pretty easy. Did you experience like that? Or do you just like it was just miserable after the 2 hour part for you?
No, I wasn't ever miserable. I was sluggish. I was slow. I could feel it. And the moment where you said, "Co-host me, I have a proposition. Things are getting crazy." I was like, "What is he talking about?" And then I'm reading some of the chat saying, "Jen, you need to go to bed. Jen, just, stop. You're falling asleep." I'm like, "What are they talking about?" So the moment I realized that everybody saw me take a nap live for, I don't know,
It was
15
only like
seconds,
it
30
was like 50
seconds,
seconds. Yeah, it was like 50 seconds. Yeah.
15 seconds, and they swear that I napped with my eyes open. I
Yes.
haven't rewatched the footage, so um, that kind
Someone,
of
I wish someone
rejuvenated
clipped
me.
that.
Yeah,
If
well, because
if somebody if somebody clipped it, somebody share it with us, please. If you have the clip.
yes, please, please, please. I have to, or I could go find it. I don't know. But when
It,
you were honestly like, let's call a truce,
yeah.
let's here's the
Because
proposition, here's
the whole
this.
day you were like, screw Paul. Paul sucks. Everybody was like hating me. No matter what I did, they're like, he's just trying to make you lose. Like,
Yeah. Well,
everyone's against me the whole
that's
day.
honestly like what I really needed though. Not that you did it for that reason, but it worked out because
Uh,
it got me like I'm not no punk. You know, I was like, I can do it. What are you talking about? Trying
Who
to
he
get me to
think
be a
he talking
quitter?
to right now? Who he think he talking to? I ain't no quitter. I ain't no truce. I'm winning this.
Yeah. So I know I stood up, I stood up real quick and I was like, okay, and that was kind of my let's get to the halfway because I was really close to halfway point and I knew it's like the same mentality kind of when I'm running like a long distance. It's like
Yeah.
halfway point at that in your mind, it's like everything is downhill from here. So
Yep.
it would just be like a roller coaster effect. Um, and then yeah, then different people, a different crowd of people started coming in and started pushing, and then people, started going live and rating and stuff. And it was the momentum. It was a nonstop momentum until the
Yeah.
end that really pushed me.
I experienced the same thing. That snowball effect is real. Well, like you get like a raid and you get on the high for a little bit, and you get
Yeah,
another raid, like it doesn't matter if the raid was like 10 people or 50 people. It didn't matter. The fact that somebody just like,
yeah,
oh, somebody's out there cheering for me and they're going out live and bringing a crowd over. Like that helped quite a bit, quite a bit.
yeah. It did.
Mm. So now that we got it over with, what would you do differently for next time besides the getting sleep part? Clearly, yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
you would do
Besides
that
the
definitely.
obvious, get some sleep. Um, I would not have a wheel spin for multiple reasons. Which, I'll get into, I guess, a big reason. But the initial reason before the big reason is it took up a lot of time and it took up a lot of energy. The spinning the wheel, the keeping track of the wheel, the monitoring the prizes, the writing down the prizes, the aftermath
The
of,
shipping
oh
part of it
shoot,
is a pain
I
too.
missed
Oh,
so and
mhm.
so, or I only have two written down for so and so, and they bought three, and having to go back, play the footage. That was kind of a disaster, and it was fun, sure, but at the same time, it was a $3 cost for the wheel. Now I did add more after the fact and add a little bit more valuable items and did $5, and people were still, excited and doing the $5. But the will spin, I wouldn't do that for that reason. I also wouldn't do it because I got a violation for the will spin. So it being against policy, I wouldn't do it again next
Oh,
time.
really? Because it's illegal apparently.
It is illegal per whatnot policy,
Yes.
and that was fun. I had a friend. I guess I had a really good friend in the chat who was like, let me make sure Jen stays within policy, and I'm gonna
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna I'm gonna humble her even more.
that's a good way to look at it. I'm thankful that good friend you had did not come to my show and make sure I was standing in policy. So appreciate that friend who Jen friend is. Appreciate
Yes, yes,
that.
whoever you are, thank you for looking out and making sure
Yeah.
that I
Whatnot is a
play by
better
the
place
rules.
with you in it. That's all I'm saying. Whatnot
Yeah,
is much better place that you were there. Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
really had no idea.
sorry.
I really had no idea. Even reading and rereading the policy, it's not very
Yeah.
clear. But it is what it is, and yeah. So I wouldn't do the wheel spins again for all of those reasons.
I agree with you on that for all the reasons too. Not
Yeah,
just even the legality aspect of it, but the
yeah,
shipping part was a disaster with the wheel spin.
yeah.
And like I thought I did such a good job of keeping track. I was like blah blah blah. Then like, wait a minute, they bought six wheel spins. I only have five. Then having to go back on each one. And like, cause like I don't know how you probably did the same way. Like you didn't spin it right away, right? You're like, oh, like
Right,
I'll get to it when you
right.
get there. So you go back to when they bought it, but you spun the wheel like 10 minutes later. So you have to like wait for that part, and you're like, oh, this is the one. This is one of the ones I actually wrote down. Nope, not nope. You could go to the next one.
Yeah.
It added so much time to
Well,
the
but
shipping part.
also the way that it updates on your solds, it shows the name of the buyer and not the name of the gifter. So
Yes.
I had a lot written down of the person who purchased the wheel spin, but
Hmm.
it was a delay on updating on who was gifted the wheel spin. So when it came to shipping, the person that was actually supposed to receive the item, I had the purchase the person who bought. So
Yep.
that was more time consuming during the live trying to catch those, and it was more time consuming during the shipping.
Yeah.
So that yeah, I wasn't a big fan. Other than that, I think I would do more of the same things, because I really loved how quick and smooth it was doing like just graphic tees, just running through
Hmm.
those.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would preload them this time because if I had a multiple quantity, I could just hit run next, run next, run next, run next. For the preloaded ones, even if they were in order, I couldn't hit run next. I had to find that shirt
Yep.
and then, click it and then start the auction. So I think I would have, like 300 graphic tees and just put a quantity. For plush, people really did love the plush. Not all of them went for a higher amount, but some of them did, and people really enjoyed that. And again, those are something fairly easy, especially with shirts to ship.
That was also
And then I
preloaded
would
by you,
do,
right?
yeah.
That wasn't
Well, the
plush one through
plush,
a
the
hundred.
everything I pretty much preloaded everything. I
Yeah.
think the only I had 12 generic listings of random pools.
Yeah, I
Everything
think
else
that's
for
how
me
me
was
and you did that completely different because I had stuff preloaded, but a lot of my stuff was jewelry one through whatever, plush one through whatever, clothing one through whatever, and yeah, I think for you that probably made shipping a lot easier too. If it was preloaded, you
yeah,
knew exactly what you had.
shipping was easier because I could just see the item instead of searching for the number. And the concept was to try to help build excitement or pre-bids to get people to see a store of
Yeah,
items, like a catalog. But I think for graphic tees, that's one. Like everything else, maybe I would load, but for graphic tees, I feel like people like them and they're excited to see what I have anyway. So whether I had them
mhm,
preloaded or not, I think they would have still done well.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know. I might try harder finding multiple quantity items that I could put in the bin that are, a little bit more valuable versus a generic kind of, just IKEA bags
like
or
your
just like
bag.
my pickle
Yeah,
snacks, or I might try to see if I could specifically source something, a fragrance, a lotion, something like that that
hmm,
I could put quantity and charge
face mask.
7, 8. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
makes sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
so like what I would do different is I would try to bring better quality stuff to it because not just my because I don't know if you remember my birthday stream was on Monday. That Friday or Saturday before I was on like a whatnot sponsored race train with like
Yeah.
all the storage unit and the garage sale people, like the big shots. So all of my like heavy hitter stuff I brought to that train because I knew I was gonna get like a big crowd and all that. And I did really good on that show too. And but
Mhm.
then kind of and when I was sourcing that week, I'm like, ooh, this is really good. Do I put it on my birthday show? Or do I put it on this show? And
Yeah.
I had that dilemma, and like that day, I found like all these like awesome vintage teas, and I was like, "Oh, should I put them on my birthday show, or should I bring them to this show?" And so like when I do it again, because we are doing it again, by the way, that's a little spoiler. We're doing it again, and I don't think we're, we're doing it again this year, right? We're not waiting until the birthdays again, right? I think we're
Yeah,
doing it
we
again
we
this
gotta
year.
do it again. We've gotta do
Yeah,
like a kickoff to Q4 or
yeah.
something like
It's gonna
that.
be a little different of a challenge, but we're doing another marathon style one again.
Yeah.
But like for this one, I want to try to bring just like bangers and
Yeah.
have them all preloaded and get the pre-bids going because that was like a really nice surprise for me when I was like losing steam and like at item number like 600 and I look at a and thing is like it's pre-bid to $28. I'm like, oh sweet,
Yeah.
$28 coming my
That
way, even if I don't get another bid on it. Yeah, so like that helped me out a lot when I was like, oh wow, okay, let me run this thing. It's just already up pre-bid to this much because you realize that you're on for 6 hours or whatever. People coming in, they look at your store like, oh, I won't be
yeah.
here for this, but let me put a bid in. Let me put a bid in on that. And that was something I would probably do differently. Add a lot more of those like stuff. So it would be good throughout. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have done towards the end one more coupon. You know how at
Hmm.
halftime we did that
Yeah.
that coupon. I wish I would have done one more at the end to for a push, because my idea for my bin was to have the wheel spins, the IKEA bags, and all of like my kind of pickle snack stuff that I normally have at the fun low prices that people could just add on or gift
Yep.
to chat or whatever. But then everything else was more expensive items. Like I had a lot of 20, 25, 50, $100, three-figure items in there. And that was supposed to really be like to help my dollar average come up and to kind of push where I could still
Did you
have some
sell any
really
of
nice
those?
things. So
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe somebody, comes in, because you never know. Like on a show like that, you're on so long, you have the person who's looking for that specific item and they're ready to drop three figures
Looking
or
for a bronze
so.
horse head.
Yes, like a bronze horse head. Yes, that
And
I've done nothing else with
Noonie
since.
would spend $20 on easily.
Yeah, so I think like at the end, I wish I would have done. I did a 10% off, a 10% coupon halfway.
Yeah.
I think I wish I would have done, like a 15 to 20. The only thing with that is that doing 15 or 20% on something like the wheel spins or an IKEA bag where the margins are so very low already, it's like I didn't do this just to sell 1,000 items and not really make any money off of it. So I'm not really pushing, because somebody
Yeah.
said just add a bunch of stuff for $1. And I'm like, well, in my situation, I get it because I was dying and they were just trying to help me get there
That helps
before
you out.
death
Yep.
took me. So in that situation, yes, I get it. But even then I was like, I don't want to just sell 1,000 items at $1. Like that was not my mindset or my goal
Yeah.
at all. But I think if I would have done like a 20% push or something at the end and tried to just get, one or two of my higher valuable items sold, which I sold a
Mhm.
few of them, that was nice. But I think that might have been just a nice little extra last chance sort of thing.
Yeah. Will you do more like paintings in your next one? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. People like that.
That took up a lot of time beforehand, but that's like a whole new world for me. It's like it's a whole new market. It was a whole new excitement. And even during the show, like I spent a lot of extra time, like really just showing those and talking about them and stuff. So,
Hmm.
I know that took up some more time also. At the end, I know it was a challenge, of
And
course, like
they
to
didn't even
win,
run some. He was just
but
showcasing
I
like, look at this,
didn't.
look at this
I,
amazing
I
coughing,
didn't.
guy. Don't show us amazing coughing. Oh, by the way, I'm not running it yet.
I could, I was happy with the other ones. I felt like I just had these for such a short amount of time. I wanted to enjoy them a little more. I did get requests afterwards too, and after you had started your show, there was a request. They said, "Run the Zard, run the Zard,"
Yeah, that
and I
didn't get
thought
it.
about it for a second, and I
I would have
saw the
cried.
pre-bids. I was like, "Whoa, pre-bid shot up on that one,"
I
but
would have cried.
I was committed already to. I was like, I got to keep them for a little bit longer. I will do more though. I actually plan on doing more and trying to bring them local. So I think the way that they were received live
Yeah,
helped me to I don't know, show a little bit of confidence that, hey, maybe I could get better at this than try doing like a local fair or something.
yeah. No, people love them. I mean, I love them. I don't know about everybody else, but
Yeah,
I love them. Can't wait to get mine. Like I said, I have
thank you.
what do I? I have a Charmander and no. What else did I win? A Jigglypuff.
A
I
Jigglypuff.
got the Jigglypuff cover. That was excited about. Yeah, that was
I
a lot of
love
fun.
that
That was a lot
Jigglypuff.
of fun.
I had to give it a farewell kiss goodbye. It was so cute.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. So we had some questions when you had your show, and I said ask some questions. Remember, and the people asked some. So here's one of that. It says, "How long did you sleep after the show ended?"
Well, I knocked out 15 minutes after my show ended. Un- Unplanned, actually. I thought I was just gonna unwind for a little bit. I was hungry. I was actually really hungry. And I was
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna unwind for a little bit. I'm gonna get some food, shower, relax, and then I'm gonna go to bed. 15 minutes I knocked out, didn't realize it until it was 3:30 my time in the morning, 3:30 a.m. that I woke up, and I woke up hungry. I woke up hungry. So when I fell asleep, I think it was probably around 8:30 my time.
Hmm.
So what is that? It's like 8 hours, right? 8:30 to 3:30.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right about eight
a solid
hours.
8 hours of sleep, yeah.
So yeah, so I got a really good solid 8 hours of sleep. But when I woke up, I was hungry. I ate. I was kind of rejuvenated and excited. So I was kind of starting the whole process where I thought maybe I'd go back to sleep. But no, I was up after that and I felt pretty good. So
Yeah, I finished mine at like 8:20 my time as well, the show, and I remember afterwards I started packing because I had a time crunch of I had to be in Nashville in 2 days, and I was like, "Oh
yeah,
crap!" Like I have all these things to pack. So I remember that same Monday night, all my difficult ones, like all my mugs and other ones that were hard to pack, I found those and packed all those Monday night because I was like, I still have like I was on this like still high from
yeah,
the show. So yeah, I didn't go to sleep right away. I went to sleep around like 12 my time. So I was still working for like 4 hours afterwards. And then I slept till about 7. Because again, I had to wake up the next morning and pack everything. And I was like, crap.
yeah,
So I don't have any like crazy like, oh, I'm gonna be knocked out and sleep for 14 hours straight moments like that. So like that's which kind of leads into the next question of how long it takes to pack to orders. I just
um,
know it's gonna be funny because both me and Jen had a great time doing it. So
yeah. I would say it took me 72 hours.
for me, I'm gonna say I think three. I work probably 3 hours Monday night. I said I woke up Tuesday at 7 a.m. and I went to bed like at 3 a.m. on Tuesday. And that's my only task for Tuesday was to pack. And then Wednesday I woke up at 7 a.m. again and I packed till 12 p.m. and I left for the airport at 12:30. So it was legit, just like do, get it done.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
remember
you were
Jen
even
called me. Yeah, sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
It said you
No, you
called
were
me like
even
half.
late. I'm just saying you were even late to your flight.
Yeah, let's not talk about let's not talk about that part.
Okay, my bad.
Right. You called me half the day on Tuesday, and I was like, "What do you want?"
Yeah, I did. I called because I was thinking, yeah, you're almost finishing up or something because you're gonna have like a crew of people and y'all were gonna like, have some. You said something about ordering pizza and beers or something, and I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a good time. So I called to kind of like check in, how's it going? Like, hey, tell the people hello. And you answered the most angry, kind of just defeated voice that I have ever heard. I
Never
was like,
heard in your
"What's
life.
wrong?"
It's
I'm
like, oh, where'd
packing.
he go? He's like, oh, I was like, oh, he's not done.
So you're not done? No, I'm not done. Okay, all right. Well, all right. I'll leave. I'll let you go back to your packing.
Yeah. It was miserable. That's why I don't want to call it gender. I'm like I've been there. I know what I probably know what she's going through. I'm not
Yeah,
going to call her right now because I know how frustrating the whole situation is. I'm like I might
I
be
did
calling her
spend.
in the middle of her watching back a wheel spin right now or something. And
Yes,
she's not,
yes. I was so tired of my own show, like so hard a couple days after. But I did
yeah,
spend. I did. It did take me longer to ship, and I underestimated how much time I would spend writing notes, circling off like the numbers for mystery bags, checking everything, triple checking. I figured with that quantity, having almost 300 orders to ship,
yeah.
300 actual packages, to
Mhm.
ship, that the odds for error were, they were there. So I figured the best way to reduce the chance of error was to just triple check. But even, I mean, I seen somebody, they gifted. I'm seeing their name like gifted by, gifted by. So when it came time to their package, I just felt the want to tell them thank you, to show appreciation, to even if it was like drawing a heart and thank you, or circling that, or an appreciation, or trying to find something extra, like give them a sticker bundle, or trying to do something, because there was just, I felt the need to just Thank you so much to everybody, because in that situation, I couldn't have done it. I really couldn't have done it
I better have
without
gotten a
everybody.
handwritten poem by you then, if that's the case. I better open
No,
this package and
no.
see a whole soliloquy, a whole haiku addressed to me, if that's the case.
my my closest friends got the bare minimum package.
You're like, take this crap and be happy with it. That's pretty
I
much
can
what
thank you later. I can thank you
yeah,
later. Just take it and go. But then the paintings also. The paintings were I spent a little bit extra time just kind of making sure. I was trying to figure out the best way to like ship the painting. So anybody who bought a painting, I double checked to see if I should unbundle it depending on what else they got, because I didn't want to send a lot of other things there and mess up the canvas or anything. But so the shipping did take me longer than I expected, but I feel like I could have gone quicker also by just shipping fast and secure versus all the extras that I would normally do.
yeah,
Now, if we had done this on a different day where we had the weekend or we had an extra, day or something to ship, I felt like that would have been a lot
yeah.
less stressful.
And I think that's gonna probably go into that what we'll do differently. I think next time we're probably running it on a Friday. So like we
Yeah,
don't have that because those of you guys are not aware, Whatnot really wants you to pack things in about what 2 business days, right?
yeah,
That's
two
kind of what
business
they want.
days.
Yeah. And when you sell 1,000 items, it's kind of hard unless you have a team around you to pack that much
Yeah,
stuff in 2 business days. You have to like legit be working 2 business days straight to get that stuff packed. But if you sell on a Friday, you have 2 business days plus the weekend. So we would have the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, which gives us pretty much 5 days to pack or 4 days to pack. So it's
yeah.
a lot more doable
And if we did
than
it on a holiday, on a day where Monday is a
oh,
holiday, you'd
that's even
actually get
better.
that.
I
You'd
don't
get that
know.
extra days. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. So
So
next
there is
time we
some
do this,
strategy
yeah,
towards planning a day. In our situation, it was whatever day our birthdays landed on to keep it
yeah,
fair. It was, which worked out pretty good. Yours on a Monday, mine on a Tuesday. They were right
yep,
about the same. So we got the same experience in that sense. But if anybody's looking to do this and you're looking to plan it, you can definitely strategize on the day you decide to do it.
yeah. Another thing I like that you did, I forgot to mention, was the giveaway aspect you have, which I'm gonna steal from my idea in the future, where you had like the sponsored giveaways, the sponsored
Yeah,
tumbler, a sponsored gift card. That was like an awesome way for you to get sales for yourself,
yeah,
get shout outs for the people that are buying that stuff. So like everybody's happy. And then somebody in your chat is gonna win a free gift card or a free tumbler. I feel like that's
yeah.
like a win-win-win situation that I will be stealing in future.
Yeah,
Events.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because they're there. They're there if somebody wants to. They're there if somebody wants to show support, but also, it is a good it's a good balance of give and take, I feel like. And when it comes to a show like that the seller, you or I promoted the heck out of that show, talking specifically about mine. I promoted it. I put it on social media. I did a YouTube video. I promoted it in my other shows. I did
Yep.
lives just to ask people to go bookmark that show. So I put in a lot of work at the idea of having a good turnout, a good crowd. So if somebody else comes in and they see like, wow, I'm new here and she's got a really nice crowd. It looks like people are very supportive. They're chatting.
Yep.
I want to give back and kind of get into this community. And
Mhm.
yeah, and you shout them out and you tell them thank you, but it's not just the seller. It depends on your people also. And if you have the true supportive people that are going to actually follow them and bookmark them and show them love, it really is just a nice way to get involved into the
Yeah.
spirit of the whole entire thing. And I feel like having 2 options of a 10 and $30, they're there, people can do it or they cannot. But
Mhm.
anybody who did it, and that's why with my shipping, when I seen people sponsor tumblers, sponsor, gift cards, I felt like really inclined to give them a special thank you, because that was just, it's one of those things, and it kept me going. It counted
Yeah.
sales for me, and it kept me going, and it allowed me to continue to do a lot of extra giveaways that I wouldn't have done or been able to do if it wasn't for
Yeah.
that.
And I want to say something from one of our new people in here, Nikki's Corner. She bought one of the things from you, and she checks me like, "Whoa, I got 16 new followers, from buying that thing." And so she was very happy with the money she
Nice.
spent
So that,
for her whatever publicity or whatever how you want to call it. But like
yeah.
she was very some people like saying, "Oh, $10 is a lot." I'm like, if there's like 100 people plus people in the room that don't know who you are, and for 5 minutes straight you get talked about, that's pretty good money spent, I would say.
Yeah, and on those, the gift card ones, I didn't really profit on those. I think I made like $1.50,
Yeah.
which that wasn't the idea for me to make money. It was
No.
the idea to help like continue for giveaways and to
Yeah.
just like have fun and supportive. But yeah, so it's you have to figure how you can do that and not overcharge anybody, but also at the same
Hmm.
time to where
Not
because it's the
lose
person
money.
buying that,
Yeah.
yeah, they're buying the item that I'm giving away, but they're also paying the shipping on my behalf. You
Hmm.
know, so that's it's nice. I feel like as long as any seller does it in a
Yeah.
fair way, it really is it's good for everybody.
I think it was the perfect number. $10 for a gift card, $30 for a tumbler. I think that was like the perfect price to pay for that. And I think, do
Yeah.
you know how many sold top of your head of those? I
Yeah.
feel like it was quite a bit.
Um well, for the gift for the gift card ones, I had preloaded on both of them 10 a piece.
Oh,
I
that's it.
thought like
Wow.
that's what and I didn't really say it, but within my first couple hours, the gift cards were gone. So I
Yeah.
re-added 50 of
Uh-huh.
those, and the tumblers I sold 9 because I think I had one left in
Wow.
my buy, and I didn't reload those. So the tumblers I
Uh-huh.
sold 9 of those, and the gift cards I think it came out to like 29
Wow.
because I undervalued how many gift cards I had from Starbucks, and I had to go and be like, "Can I get 30? Can I get 30 more?" On top of like I had done a couple of buyers appreciation gift
Yeah.
cards. So it was
And
basically
didn't you have it like
almost 40.
on a wheel spin too? Didn't you have like a gift
Yeah.
cards on a wheel spin as
Yeah.
well? Yeah.
I had gift card on Willspin. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people got Starbucks after your show is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yes,
Starbucks
yes,
is very
yes.
happy. Which whatnot, if you listen to this, hopefully you some of you guys are, give us some physical whatnot gift cards. I would
Yeah.
love to give those out instead of Starbucks. No offense to
I,
Starbucks, whatever.
yep.
But like if I get like just give out or at least a code or whatever to a whatnot thing, I would love to do that. That I keep
Yeah.
trying to bring this idea up. Like that'll be amazing because like people that are already there shopping, they're already spending the whatnot money, so that would love that as like an option too. You know?
I feel like it would be a very easy format to even just apply a credit. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be, I guess, like a gift card or physical or an e-card kind of a
yeah,
thing. But if they gave like the sellers an option to like send a credit, that would be really cool.
yeah.
To do something like
And
that.
I know their
Because
competitor district, they have that option. Because I've seen Dave do a video where he's
yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm going to give a district credit to one of my next 100 followers or whatever." So like so I know they already have it. So and then whatnot has a really good technical team. So I know it's probably really easy for them to put into the system. I guess they just need more people to need it or something. I don't know what the
Yeah,
slowdown
because
there
if
is,
you
but
say, let's
I'm
just
sure it'll
say
be up
50 Starbucks gift cards is what I gave out, is what I gave out total. Let's just say 50. If that were whatnot credits, $5, 50,
there.
that
That's
you're
two hundred
looking
fifty
at,
dollars. Yeah,
yeah, that's going back onto the app instead of
instead
to
of going
Starbucks, where
for
I don't
coffee.
even
Yeah.
get points for the gift cards.
Yeah, which sucks, by the way. I would have so many points now if, if those counted. Now, I get where they're coming from because they tell me like what is there to stop you from using these back in our store? So you're
Right.
pretty much just getting 100 free points, which I'm like, okay, I get what I'm like.
Yes.
But what if I tell you I'm giving these out? You guys could watch the stream, give me the points. Then they're like, no, that's not how it works.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It doesn't mean we have to like it, but it does make sense.
Speaking of Starbucks, I need to go today. And today is their BOGO, right? So it's the
Yes,
Wednesday
buy
BOGO.
one,
Yeah,
get
buy one get
one.
one.
I'm going
Yeah,
after this.
I'm gonna have to take advantage of that. I have people in my house. I might as well surprise one of them with a coffee.
Shout out sponsorship of Starbucks.
Yes, yes, Starbucks. If you want to sponsor me, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was a long tangent of you doing the buyer sponsored thing. That I think that's a great thing to people that want to do these things in the future and want to continue having people in your shows. I think I know I don't know. There's no science behind this, but when you run a giveaway, I feel like you're getting pumped out a lot more by whatnot than if you're not. I
Yeah,
know this
I
because
agree.
even like last week when Jill had her birthday show, Ken and Jill had her birthday show. I just started my show. I was just gonna be walking around and just like talking for 5 minutes and then right into them. That was the only thing I was gonna do. And I only had like 20 people in my room, and I was like, okay, nobody's coming in here. Let me start a giveaway. In a matter of like minutes after my giveaway started, my room went from 20 to 40. Now I was already on for like 4 to 5 minutes before that. So it's not, I was like, oh, like the show just got announced. Like I think there was like some kind of extra push that had to have happened from the whatnot side to get me either on the main page or somewhere that my viewers doubled when the giveaway was running. And I think there's something to it. So if you want to have people in your show during the whole your 1,000 stream, giveaways need to be a pretty big aspect of it. And if you can have those sponsored ones where you can like Jen, you had like what 29 plus 38 of those total, right? That's what you
Mhm.
did. Plus the
Yeah,
one she did by herself, plus the buy
yeah.
appreciation. Like that's a good opportunity for you to have a lot of people in your room, a lot of people that are new to your room, and a lot of people that are gonna follow you because for them to win the giveaway, they actually be following you. So like that's a lot of
I
things that
ran a total
also
of
have to
63 giveaways.
happen. Sheesh,
Yeah.
a
So
lot.
63 was my total number. That
Yeah,
included the giveaways that I had done myself, the
yeah,
buyer's appreciation giveaways that I had done. I did the big one too at the end, and then all of the sponsored ones.
yeah.
So the more than half of the giveaways that I did were sponsored
Yeah.
by the community. So
Try to do the math. And it said what 63
yeah,
times 5 divided by 60. That's 5.5 hours of giveaways. If you done but by the time the time
yeah,
thing. So 5.5
yeah.
of your hours that you were live, something was being given away. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
and I
promotion.
had gone in knowing I wanted to do a good amount of giveaways because I was deciding whether I wanted to promote the show, boost the show. And I said, you know what? It's a celebratory thing. I feel like I'd rather promote my show in the aspect of doing giveaways because at least people have a chance
Yeah,
to win something that way. So I decided not to spend money promoting my show. Instead, I decided to spend it with the giveaway costs.
yeah,
And then yeah, the turnout for sponsored giveaways was a lot higher than I anticipated.
yeah.
So
Well,
that was
clearly you
nice.
only loaded 10.
Yeah, I thought, I'll put 10 and I
Yeah,
didn't even say anything to start with. And then the first person went in there and bought and I was like, "Oh, hey." And then it
yeah,
kind of was like, "Oh, there, and then people see them
yeah.
and the people who first bought, they bought when I had like 30 people in the show.
Mhm.
And to me, I was like, damn. And that says a lot because they're not just buying because like, oh, you have
Yep.
100 people in here, whatever. And
Th-
and
They're
uh
they're
and
buying
then
to
of
support you.
course, like it grows, which they keep coming, and that's it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. And I remember sometimes, yeah, like I had like a weight line, like, oh, like we're doing this one. After this one, we have
Yeah,
this giveaway, then this giveaway. Yeah, because
did
like you gotta wait 5 minutes for them to all run.
did.
People during that time they keep buying more. So yeah, that's
Shout
definitely
out to the
very
mods, all of the good mods. I know you had some
yes,
really good ones. I had some really good.
yes.
That's a huge thing too.
Yeah,
Huge
and
thing to have
yeah,
a couple of
and, and-
mods you can count
both
on.
me and you had some people that were there probably for most of the time, if not all the
Yeah,
time. Like I know you had
yeah,
they make me smile, Erica. I don't know how long she
yeah.
was there, but I feel like she was there probably the whole day for you modding. Them
Yeah,
and then
she
the
was
other
giving
person
me
was there.
yeah, because you can like mods can hide comments and stuff so that only other
Mhm.
mods or the seller can see, so it's not distracting to the chat. But she was giving me play by play, like, okay, I'm please don't run this yet. I'm going to be driving, or I'm taking the kids to school. I'm picking the kid, and or she'll say that, and then the other mods can kind of see it,
Yeah.
if they're keeping track of something, and just naturally,
Yeah.
because they're good mods, they would jump in and start keeping track of where somebody left off. And
Or
yeah,
she
so
be
that
like,
was,
yeah, I'm gonna go for 30 minutes. Can somebody take over? They're like, oh, cool, yep. Well, we're gonna take over for
yeah,
30 minutes and do the thing. Yeah, it was.
yeah, that was nice. So holding the line, and then a couple even asked, like, do you want me to start you a list of requests or pre-bids? And I was like,
Yep.
ignore the pre-bids. They're there. They're gonna be there. I'm not gonna worry
Yep.
about the pre-bids. I don't want you to have to do extra work. I appreciate it though.
I'll worry about surviving at this point. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're worried about pre-bids. Yeah. The mods are amazing. I tried modding sometimes for some people. It's a lot of work. I don't know how y'all do
It's
it.
a lot. It's a lot of mental work. Even if you're just
Yeah.
copying and pasting,
Yep.
it's a
Just
lot of
remember
mental
to
work.
click announce on the things or whatever. Like it's a lot of aspect that goes into it. The mods you guys are watching, you guys are MVPs. I know I have some awesome ones that do it just because they like me, not for any other reason, not because it's Phlip or whatever. I want to be known as a mod. No, they. I ask people to mod without even having the mod controller. They just come in and just start modding from it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. Like that's super sweet of you. Mods are great. Oh, speaking of Nikki's corner, that's she's calling me right now. That's
Hi,
who it
Nikki.
is. She, whoa, did you just go away? For some reason,
Yeah,
just went
it
away.
it did a quick little reset or
Uh,
something.
let me call her so she can be on camera and be embarrassing. And so so I am I'm recording for YouTube right now. So say hi.
Nikki, it
For
looks
what?
good.
No.
I'm gonna be pink and green soon.
Yeah, I'm recording a YouTube video with Jen right now.
Love
You
it.
like it,
I
Jen?
love it. I love it. Oh wow, nice.
Great. That's what you were calling me to tell you got your hair done? This is amazing. This is amazing. It's amazing content. Thank you for doing that. Say hi to my YouTube promoter or whatnot. I try to hang up. Okay, I finally hung up.
You're so rude.
He's gonna go call me back so pissed. That's I feel like WTF was that. That's the first text. You're mean. That's the text of this guy. You're mean. There we go.
Nah, so rude.
Yes. Uh,
Oh my
Pro
goodness.
doesn't want to focus, but it says you're mean. Trust me, it says you're mean. So, there it is. Oh, they went away. Yeah. Anyways, where were we before we got really interrupted like that? I don't
We're
know.
talking about
Where-
mods.
Mods.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
talking about mods.
Any other advice you want to get to people that are considering doing something of this aspect? Another thing I would do if you guys have never done a marathon stream, don't maybe go straight to 1,000. Maybe build up some stamina. If you've sold, maybe the max sold is 15 a show, maybe do like 200 or something to see how that works. Instead of going straight to the 1,000 mark, because I think
Yeah.
before I did the 1,000, the most I ever done was like 250. So like and those took me like 4 to 5 hours. So I kind of knew I was going into it. Plus, I've done marathon streams on YouTube before where I would be listening for 24 hours straight. So
Mhm.
I kind of knew what's going to be happening into it. But if you guys are new to this, I wouldn't really go straight to 1,000 right away. That's a big number.
Yeah, I think it just depends on why you want to sell 1,000.
Yeah.
Because at first, when we were talking about it before your show, it was the concept of the challenge to sell a
Hmm.
thousand items. Just the challenge,
Yeah.
can you sell 1,000? But as you did your show and as time was approaching, it for me it changed as I want to make some money. Like this is like the concept of yeah, the challenge, but man, if I'm selling 1,000 items, like I think about when I do my regular women's clothing shows and I sell 100 items, and I'm making $1,000. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I want to make sure that I keep that same mindset of I still have, my regular goals, but so that's what changed up a lot of things for me, and so I started going into a lot of different directions. And I feel like if I plus I was in between garage sale category or women's clothing category. And I think that I would just figure out if you want to do it just as a challenge to see like, can I just do 1,000 items? Then definitely bin loaded, have a lot of different options.
Then
I
yes.
still wouldn't do $1 options, but have $2, $3 options, have a lot of different fun things that you can do. But if you want to go into it to sell 1,000 items to like just get rid of 1,000 items, then start everything at one freaking dollar, sudden death, and go fast. Like if you just like, I need to get rid of stuff. I don't want to make a little money doing it, but I
Yeah.
really want to move stuff. I think that sudden death, just boom, 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 just knock it out, $1 sudden death. And then yeah, if you want to go into it and really try to like maximize how much you make, then that's where you gotta like kind of just plan it out a
Yeah.
little bit better. I should have got some. I had energy drinks on hand, but I didn't have like. I think power bars would have been perfect for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So because that I ate a fabulous sandwich live,
Oh my goodness.
and
Please don't
people
tell me
made
you have
fun
a
of me
yes, I am one of those
because it
people
was
that make fun of you.
yeah, it was just it was a piece of bread and some ham, and that was it. And I was like, listen, I'm not sitting here going to eat a gourmet lunch or sandwich right now. I just need energy. I need sustenance. I need, power, fuel. But I think if we would have had, like, even in your case where you felt like you were getting a little bit fatigued, I think having more of Powerade, Gatorade, kind of treating it truly like a physical event, because it
It
was
is.
a physical event,
It is.
but we get so lost, right? Thinking like, well, we're just here in our room that we're always in and that's it. But I
Yeah.
think treating it more of a physical event of yeah, having the right stuff to drink, the right stuff to eat, and then, I think that would have been
Just
a little
even
bit
as
better.
simple as talking for 12 hours straight. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
easy. People are
Yes.
like
Yeah.
12 hours straight of talking, and most of the time it's you talking, no one's talking back to you. You're
I
such
lost
like
my voice.
yeah.
I did my voice went. I think I started to sound like a 90-year-old man.
It was sexy.
Um
It was a good look
yeah,
for
I
it was
was
a good look
very
for it.
attractive, very, very attractive. And then the next day, it took me the whole day after too to really get my
Recover.
voice back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, having some tea and coffee, something warm to drink would be good.
Yeah. And Jen brings up a good point. It's like, what is your goal in doing this? 'Cause a lot of people say, a lot of people after me and Jen did it, like, oh, we want to do this now too, you know? So, like, it'd be like, what is your goal? If your goal is just to, like, see if you can do it, I would say, yeah, the bin's probably your best friend. Load up the bin, get a bunch of stuff done. But, like, if your goal is to make money, run as many auctions as you can, preload it, okay, tell people to get their pre-bids in, because it's a great opportunity for you to make a lot of money if you do it right. But just be,
Yeah.
but you don't want to be the person that sells 1,000 items for a dollar in your bin, then being live on stream for 8 hours and then having to pack for 24 hours next and wondering why you only why are you doing this to make 40 cents a sale. No, you don't want to be that kind
Yeah.
of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're because I did kind of think, you know what? I have 1,000 cards. Like afterwards, I have 1,000 like single cards, and I thought, shoot, if I just sit there and do 10-second sudden death at $1 per card, I was really curious how much. I said, worst case scenario, if I sell just exactly 1,000 cards and I start them at $1 and they sell for $1, worst case scenario, I'm making $450. But
Yeah.
on single cards,
It's
where
not
it's
terrible.
literally a matter of putting them into, bags and envelopes, and the shipping, my whole stack of shipping is going to be like this big box or something.
Yep.
I thought that might actually be pretty cool to do that, to just sit down the entire time and go boom next, boom next, boom next, and have pre-numbered stickers and just put them and even keep them in order as stack them and stuff.
Yeah.
So something like that would work. And similar concept if you did maybe jewelry or pins or, small items
Yep.
that don't cost you a lot. And worst case scenario is still not a bad case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because you still get, right, you still get exposure throughout that entire time. So
Mm-hmm.
you do still get followers and new people coming in and views, and you can still promote, like maybe you have another show coming up, you can still promote. So utilize that time to really expose yourself also and tell people like I have this other thing coming up. Like I had a battle coming up a few days later.
Yep.
Please, there you got an audience. Tell them, please go bookmark that battle, or please go bookmark that raid train, or please whatever. Please make sure you follow. Please hit the notifications on for anytime I go live. So you can still utilize other aspects besides just like the money or the challenge itself.
And another thing I noticed when you said about the 1,000 cards is that we have a lot more stuff than we think. I thought I was like, oh man, 1,000 items. I have to go sourcing forever for this. And most of the stuff I already had in my house.
Yeah.
like, like people think, oh, that's so much. Like, where did you find stuff? Like most of the stuff I already had. Like I just because I go picking every single weekend and I just bring back so much. I don't
Yeah.
have time to list it all. So some of you guys probably who are watching have massive dev files, and you probably have multiple thousands of items in there. So like you don't
Yeah.
have to really go sourcing for this either. You probably just have like freaking Dave. Dave could probably do a 5,000 stream. ADH Dave, he
Yeah.
just from his container, just running one item at a time. He has so much stuff there. So I know he's not alone in that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was because it's like, well, do I have 1,000? I'm like, yeah, I got 1,000 items, right now, like when you first mentioned it, and I'm thinking, oh, I have 1,000 items right now. And then it's like, well, I do still need items. So even like I said, I kind of tried to source a little bit more because I felt like I need to feed my shows up until then. But
Hmm.
afterwards, because then it's like, oh, well, shoot, did I count all my cards? Did I count all my books? Did I count all my shoes? Did I count all of the men's clothes and the kids' clothes and to where I was doing bundles, I had a men's bundle, I had a costume bundle, I had book bundles, I had movie bundles. Because I'm like, well, yeah, even then you can separate them into one at a
Yep.
time. But in
Mm.
my case, right, I had plenty and I'm trying to get the dollar cost up, so I'd rather create the bundles. And yeah, so you could definitely you have more items than you think.
Yeah.
Especially if you
Hey,
think you have a lot, you probably have even more than that.
and one of my fears too was like, oh man, once I'm done, I'm gonna have nothing else to sell for the future shows. Nope, that wasn't the
No.
case, the case either. Still plenty of stuff to sell still to this day.
No.
So don't let that overtake you. Before you wrap up, I guess talk about a little, will we ever do this again? So the short answer is yes.
Yes.
Um, we want to do it again this year, sometimes going into Q4. So that's around September-ish, right? That's the time, right?
Yeah.
Going to Q4,
Say
September-ish. Yeah.
mm,
And we want to do it a week apart. That's kind of like the concept. And I don't know. You want to talk about it now? What should we do?
yeah.
What are the options?
Yeah, let's
Should
talk
we
about it
do?
now.
Should we
Shoot.
do?
Everybody start going following bookmark.
Yeah, yeah. Might as well make it now, right? Get the bookmarks in now. I want to do the 500 auctions. You want to do that one? Just 500, but just
Yeah.
auction, nothing in the bin. I
Yes.
think that might be interesting. That might be really good. And say um, same three categories, or should we add
Yeah,
something to
I
it?
think it would work good because it'll be not our birthdays. So I
Yeah,
like those three categories. I feel like that those are the obvious, really only three without, I guess, digging too deep. Those
but
are the
by
best three
September, I
categories to
should be
round it out.
approaching 20,000 followers. That will help me with that one. You should be approaching 50,000 followers by September and whatnot. So that would
I
help you
haven't
out.
even hit 17,000. So my goal is to hit 20,000 for the birthday show. So I might be hitting my 20,000 by
No,
that time.
I said 50,000. Maybe hitting you 50,000 by September.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta aim high.
My
Aim high.
expectations are more realistic this time around. Okay.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'll probably be hitting about 11,000 by September. The way things are moving at this point.
Oh,
We'll be celebrating my 11K, 11K in September. But yeah, once we get more gets concrete things, we'll start having the shows ready. We can put out that far in
yeah.
advance, right? We could have that already up, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
coming up
yeah.
pretty. I mean, that's you got the whole summer, and that's like your
June,
recovery,
July,
and
August. Yeah, about 3 months from now. That's yeah,
yeah, and it's 500 items, and it's all auction items, and we've done it once, so the idea is it
yeah.
should be a little bit faster. I think not having the wheel spins really will save up some time.
And I think I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this dollar starts on mine. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Might be
Yeah,
crazy.
I like the idea of kind of having all
Having the
generic
people, yeah,
listings
yep.
and just run
Having
next, run next, run next.
Oh, I might be doing it different. I might have preload 500 things. I just count them
Yeah,
pre-builds.
I don't know. Well, yeah, we're gonna swap this time and see how
Yeah,
it goes. It depends
like,
on what
yeah,
it depends on what
yeah,
I run though. But I feel like if you're willing to spend more time to make more money, then screw the time, make more money, right? But
yeah,
if you're willing to make less money because you want to just go through faster, for me, I look at it too as your sales per hour. So
yeah.
if you do it in a lot less time, even though you make less money, as long as your sales per hour is still a good number, then that would work. So I don't
The,
really think there's any wrong way of doing it. It just depends
mm,
on your ultimate goal at the end, and
the wrong
doing
way of
500
doing it
auction items.
is if you do a pop-up show. You're like, oh, by the way, I'm just
Yeah.
imagine that. Just like, oh, by the way, I'm doing a pop-up 1,000 sales show. I didn't tell you what about it. It's gonna go
Yeah,
live on
that I
that.
wouldn't recommend that.
That'd be
I wouldn't
crazy.
recommend that, but
I
yeah,
probably
I don't
wouldn't do
know. You guys should let us know in the comments below. 500 just auction items, no bin.
yeah,
What you thought?
that'll be I feel like that might take me longer than the actual 1,000 show with the bid.
You think
Uh,
so?
I unless I do all sudden death 10 seconds. Yeah, I feel like it might. Like I said, like I didn't do 500 auctions for my 12-hour show, so
Well, that's true. That's true. You said that.
yeah. So we'll see. Might be interesting. Might be interesting.
I-
So, so,
I'm
so
excited.
stick.
There's still so
Yeah.
much to learn.
So stick around for that, guys. Until then, make sure you guys are following. It's always backwards that way, right there. Jen Multiverse on Whatnot. She goes live at least 3 times a week. Used to go live
Yep.
a lot more. She's like slowed it down a lot more.
Mhm.
But so if you guys like books or clothes, garage sales, what else do you sell? Mainly those three, right?
Pokemon graphic
Pokemon. Oh
tees.
yeah,
Yeah, clothes.
clothes, Pokemon, books, garage sale items. She's your gal. If you guys like morning shows, she got you covered. If you want to wake up and see Jen screaming at you, that's
Bright
that
and early.
bright
Let's
and early.
go.
Make sure you're following her. You guys should already be following me if you're not, Flipper and whatnot. I also follow her on I'll link her YouTube down below. She's having a kind of a YouTube resurgence. She's making millions of dollars on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
try to try to
I'm
help that
basically famous, so
we'll try to help that keep growing because she's YouTube is paying her bills already, but she can make a little more.
yeah, give or take.
All right, Jen, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.